Good morning. This is Yvette with Inspirational Creations. I'm going to be recording a video tutorial for beginners or anyone who is just learning or wants to learn how to crochet. You can go back to my channel and you will find that I have already recorded some video tutorials as to how to make a slip knot, which is what I just did right now, and how to make a foundation chain and how to single crochet. So what we're going to do today is we're going to practice making the half double crochets, but we're going to work a sample swatch. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 17 chains. So it's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and let's make one more, 18. Okay, there are some crocheters that they will, like when they make their half double, they will count like the 2 chains skipped as 1. And that's not what I'm going to do. So we're going to skip, let me see, to the 3rd chain. So we skip into the 3rd, if we skip these 2 chains right here, we're going to go into this chain. We're probably going to have, we're going to stay with 16 half double crochets. Okay, so let's go ahead and yarn over the hook. Remember, this is a half double crochet, so that's what we're doing. We're practicing making a half double crochet. This is the working loop. Remember, this is the hook, this is the throat of the hook, this is the working area, this is where we make our, where we're crocheting, making our stitches and whatnot. Okay, so we're going to yarn over. We're going to skip this chain 1, and we're going to skip 2, and we're going to insert the hook into the 3rd chain from the hook. So insert your hook into that chain, and then we're going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to pull up a loop. So now you have 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to draw through those 3 loops. So now we've made 1 half double crochet. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, which is right here. Yarn over the hook, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and draw right through those 3 loops. So we've made 1, 2 half double crochets. And just to keep in mind that the half double crochets are slightly taller than a single crochet. Okay, so it's just a little taller than a single crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through those 3 loops. And we're going to continue all the way to the last chain, just making half doubles. Remember, we're just practicing, and this is just so that we can just practice the tension as to how to work our yarn. So the more we practice, the better our tension becomes. That means, you know, the working of the yarn gets better. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain, and try, remember, when you make your foundation chain, try to make them loosely, not too loose but not tight, because then you will not be able to insert your hook into the chain. Pull up. I like to pull up to make sure that the loops are all the same height, more or less. Yarn over, draw through those 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over the hook, and pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 chains. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into that chain, the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 3 loops. We have 1 more chain left right here. This is the slip knot right here. This is the slip knot. This is the first chain we made. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook into that last chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 3 loops. So we have made a row of half double crochets. Okay, you can see that the half double crochet is slightly taller than a single crochet. Okay, so let's count how many half doubles we made. You can just kind of face the little V's towards you so that you can see them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and there's 16 loops. Half double crochets. I'm sorry guys, I just get a little bit sometimes tongue twisted because, you know, I'm just repeating the same pattern over and over and over, so I kind of like get lost sometimes. But yes, count your stitches. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna do 1 more row with you guys, and remember, you just gotta practice. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, go to my channel and go to the video tutorial that will show you how to make a slip knot, because that's the first step. That is the first step to begin crocheting. You need to learn how to make a slip knot. Once you learn to make the slip knot, then you're on to making the foundation chain, because you need to make a foundation chain. The foundation chain is it is actually like the backbone, right? The backbone of your project. You have to have a foundation chain, and once you get that, then that's when you can move on to learning how to crochet the basic stitches, which is the single crochet and the half, which is what I'm showing you right now. So if you want to learn how to make a single crochet, I also have a video tutorial for that as well. So also I believe I kind of shared how to, or why we need to also have the turning chains. The turning chains are very important as well. Those are needed so that when we want to continue working on the other row, right, we're going to turn our work. And since we're making a half double crochet, we are going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to turn our work. Okay, if you're learning to crochet, I advise you, or I suggest for you to work with light colors or bright colors. Do not use dark colors because it will be very hard for you to see the stitches. Here you can see the stitches very clear because I'm not using a dark color. Dark colors such as black, dark brown, royal, blue, maroon colors. Don't use also multicolors such as maybe this one here. I'll just show you. See this? At least not for right now, until you are, until you improve with your crochet basic stitches. So let's go on to row 2. We've chained up 2. This is the turning chain. So I turned, right? We crocheted from this end all the way over here to this side over here. We chained up 2 so we can turn our work. So we're going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to insert the hook into the first half double crochet stitch. When I say insert, you insert it, and then you should be able to see 2 loops on top of your hook, on the working area of your hook. 2. If you see 1, then you probably skipped one of the loops, so you want to make sure that you insert your hook into that stitch. Okay, yarn over the hook, and you're going to pull up a loop, kind of pull up to where your loops are pretty much the same height. Yarn over the hook and draw through your 3 loops. Let's see if I can, there we go. That's why we need not to crochet too tight and not too loose again. Okay, we don't want to be too loose, but then we don't want to be too tight either. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the next half double crochet stitch. Again, just check your work since you're just learning. Okay, I have 2 loops there, so then I'm good. Yarn over the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and draw through those 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, go into the next stitch. There are the 2 loops right there, right there. Yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 3 loops. Continue doing that across, and you should have a total of 16 half double crochets. So right now we are on row 2, and what I'm teaching you, showing you, is how to make a half double crochet, and you are to practice making at least 5 rows, 5 or 6 rows, just so that you can practice, so that your tension, the working of the yarn, improves and gets better. So that's all we're doing here. Again, this is a half double crochet. Take your time. There is no need to rush. Everybody crochets different. Everyone has a different tension, working of the yarn. Everyone has their own way of holding their hook. Everyone has their own way of holding their yarn. Whatever works for you, just keeping in mind to crochet loosely, okay? And learning the anatomy of your hook. I also have a video tutorial with sharing with you the anatomy of the hook. It's very important to learn that. Going into that one, and then we have, this is the last stitch right here. As you practice, you get a little faster. Sometimes you need the index finger to help you. My writing's poor here. So that's the last half double crochet stitch on the row. Pull up, and we should have a total of 16. Now I like to, when I finish my row, I like to pull up, okay, just so it will not unravel. So we've completed row 2. Remember guys, also in my tutorials I share with you, always have one of these on hand available. Right now we're on row 2, but we're going to start row 3, so you just turn it. This just keeps you just to remember where you're at, because sometimes we get distracted. You know, we have our children, we have our little pets. Well, my children are older children already. I have 16-year-old twin daughters, but they're in school this morning, so I'm in my bedroom right now, and my husband is working, so I'm able to have a little bit of quiet time. So anyhow, use one of these. They're very important to have, especially for those who are learning to crochet. Okay, it's a row round counter, however you want to call it. So we're going to count starting with the last half double that we made, and we're going to count by 2s all the way to the beginning, and we should have a total of 16. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and 16. So we did very well so far. This is it. We've made 2 rows of half double crochets. So don't forget that at the end of every row you want to make your turning chain, which since we're making half double crochets, we have to chain 2, like so. Okay, that's the chain 2, the turning chain. Okay, this is the working loop. Remember, this is the working loop. This is the working yarn that's connected to your ball or skein of yarn. That's the working loop. These are the chain 2s, the turning chains that I just said for you to make. And this is the last half double crochet we made. So this is where we're going to make the first half double crochet for round or row 3 as soon as we turn. So just insert your hook back into that working loop, give it a little pull, not too tight. You want to be able to move your hook through, in and out. So now turn your work. See, right now we're like this, so we're gonna turn it like this. Insert your hook back into that working loop. Try to get in there. Okay, so now we're on round 3, but I will meet you guys back. I will meet you back here again as soon as you're done. I want to make at least 5 rows of these half double crochets. So all we're doing is making a sample swatch. Okay, so I'll meet you back in a bit. Hi guys, so I'm back. So by now you should have already completed 5 rows of half double crochets, and always remembering to make your turning chain. Okay, your turning chain for the half double crochet is 2 chains at the end of every row. You make 2 chains, and that is what you call the turning chain. Many crocheters will count the turning chain as their first half double crochet. I don't. Okay, so anyhow, here I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is my 5th row. So here are the last 3 loops. I inserted my hook into the last stitch, yarn over and draw through those 3 loops. So we've completed a sample swatch of half double crochets. Okay, just practice. If you don't want to secure your work, just unravel it, you know, unravel all your yarn, you know, wrap it around your little ball and start all over again. Remember, practice is good. Practice makes perfect. Practice, of course, we know is going to give you better tension. You know, the better your tension, the more you practice, the better your tension, which means you have more control of your yarn. So practice is good, guys. So make sure that you practice, and don't forget the turning chains. Okay, remember, for the single crochet, the turning chain is chain 1. But since we're doing a half double crochet, we have to chain 2. We chain 2 at the end of every row so that we can gain the row height. Okay, we're trying to gain a row height of a half double. So when you chain 2, it's like the same height as a half double crochet. So here I'm gonna just finish off my sample swatch, and since I had already inserted the hook into that last stitch and I yarned over the hook and drew right through the 3 loops, now I'm just gonna make another chain like so, and then just take your scissors, and if you were working on a project, I don't recommend you cutting your yarn, your working yarn, like cutting your working yarn from the ball of yarn or skein of yarn so short. I'll take a good 12 inches, 8, 10, 12 inches, and I like doing that because I know, and then just pull up, pull up, give it a little tug. Okay, so this is the right side of your sample swatch, because as you can see, the little V's, they're facing you. Okay, so if it was like this, they're not facing you. That's the wrong side. This is the right side. So just to hide this, what I do is, okay, turn it to the wrong side. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my tapestry needle or my yarn needle. So again, don't forget, always have all these little things that you need. You need your hook, you need your scissors, you need your round or row counter. You might need a stitch marker. I use bobby pins as my stitch marker. You need a yarn needle. And this is what I do. I just insert these. Remember, this is the wrong side, and I'll just take my needle and I will run it right through the back loops, just the back loops, okay, just to hide this yarn. And this is the reason why, it's the reason why I leave it long, the working, when I cut it, when I separate it from the skein of yarn. And then just go ahead and insert it again. Just run it right through the back loops. Pull carefully. Don't pull too tight. Okay, and you can maybe run it through again in the opposite direction. Maybe in the back other loops. Like so. And then just pull again, not too tight. And then take your scissors and just snip. And you want to do the same thing with this other end. It's a little short, but it's okay. Take your yarn needle. Remember, we are running the needle on the wrong side of the sample swatch, and all we're doing is running the needle through the back loops. Let's see, so we can get it in there. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to hide these loose ends of the yarn, and you know, so we can make your work look nice and clean, and at the same time secure it from unraveling. And it doesn't matter what loops you use, so as long as you insert the needle into the back loops of your work. And I like to go in opposite directions. So if I'm inserting it to the left, you can go back to the right, like so. And I think that should be good. And just pull it a little pull, just like that, not too tight again, and snip. There you go. So here you guys go. You've completed a 5-row sample swatch. So this is just a sample swatch of the half doubles so that you can see your half doubles. Make several of them. Make 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and you're going to start noticing as you practice, you can compare your swatch, your first swatch with your second swatch, with your third and your fourth, and that way you can see, and you will know, if you are improving, with your tension, with the control of the yarn. Okay, so always remember that practice makes perfect, guys. And I just hope that you guys find my video tutorials useful and helpful to teach you guys how to crochet. Again, if you are a beginner to crocheting, or you just have an interest to crochet, maybe some knowledge, go to my tutorials, especially the first one that teaches you how to make a slip knot, and then there's the second one which will teach you how to make the foundation chain, which is the first chain right here. This is the foundation chain, because you need to know how to make that in order to make your basic stitches. I also teach you how to make a single crochet, and now this is the half double crochet. Probably tomorrow I'll work on a video tutorial for the double crochet, and then, you know, the next day, God willing, the treble or triple crochet. So I hope you guys have a great day, and remember, practice, guys. Practice makes perfect. So don't forget, we're here to have fun, and God bless. Bye bye.